afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Live at 4. Danica Lewis is with us for one more week.
One more week.
How are you doing?
Gallivants in wherever he is now, some tropical island.
Today, I think he's in Curacao. Doesn't that sound lovely?
It sounds anywhere with like sunshine and warmth sounds so lovely.
Yes, he's getting more and more tan as the trip progresses. How are you? How was your weekend?
It was really good. How about yours?
Very good. The weather cooperated, and it's such a busy time. It kind of helped to get all errands done and stuff like that.
A little sunshine goes a long way.
Yes, we're going to have some more gift ideas, local gift ideas coming up later this hour. We're also going to be taking your calls for Dr. Zorba Pastor in just a little while. Here's what's making news on this busy Monday. We're learning more today about the suspect in a Madison homicide case over the weekend.
The Madison Fire Department says they are making a switch to PFAS-free foam.
And House Democrats are preparing a historic vote to impeach President Trump later this week.
Let's take a look outside, though, before we do anything else and get those weather words for today. Man, that looks cold, doesn't it? I'm not so sure about the thickness of that ice. I'm a little worried about those guys. Feels like December, though. The weather words for today, those guys looking like it's December. Let's check outside with Dana. Dana, how's it feeling out there right now?
It definitely feels like December right now. I'm on the same page as y'all. I definitely want to try ice fishing this winter, but I just don't know if it's quite thick enough just yet. Here's a live look with our WIC-TV. Sky came outside, a little cloud coverage for us, but some clouds now lead to a pretty decent sunset. Right now, high-resolution Doppler is quiet. We don't have anything new moving in for this evening. It's just a little cold outside. Temperatures in the upper 20s right now throughout most of Dane County, close to 30 in Janesville and in Monroe. That's really where we should be for this time of year. A very seasonable day. So if you were hoping for anything a little colder, a little warmer, I mean, we're right where we should be for the middle of December. Tomorrow, though, it is going to be a little chillier outside in the afternoon. We get partly sunny skies for most of the day. In the morning, we're going to drop to the teens, so plan on staying bundled up for the start of the day. But we'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the rest of the work week in just a few minutes. Right now on the roads, we don't have any major accidents to report, which is always a good thing. Here's a look near Old Stock Road on 12. East and westbound seem to be moving along okay at this time. The eastbound side starting to slow down a little bit closer to Rimrock Road and the John Nolan exit. The westbound side not seeing any delays. Downtown Middleton actually doesn't look too bad right now. So if you're trying to zip through 12 or 14 or hop on University Avenue, should be fairly smooth. Wanakee, though, having a few delays already downtown, and Janesville looks okay. This time in the evening from Janesville to the Beltline, it will be 24 minutes, 17 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton and from Sun Prairie to downtown. A quick 14-minute drive on this chilly evening.
At least, though, not too many problems with that thin layer of snow we woke up to, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit of dusting for some folks. Some people picking up a little more measurable amount, but it looks a little more like December now that it feels really like December. So that's nice.
All right, Dana, we'll check in with you soon. Thanks.
Thank you, Dana. First at 4, we start with an update on a homicide case from this weekend.
Authorities confirm the suspect arrested for a fatal shooting is the son of a man shot to death in 2008. Gabriela Bucara joins us now with more details. Gabby.
Madison police spokesperson Joel Despain confirmed that at 9 years old, Marcus Hamilton was at home when his father, also named Marcus Hamilton, was shot to death at his Tempe Drive apartment in 2008. Now at 20 years old, Hamilton was arrested on a tentative charge of first-degree intentional homicide after he allegedly shot 18-year-old Gunnar Holm of Dodgeville. Holm later died at the hospital. Earlier this year, Hamilton was accepted into the First Offenders Program, where defendants can avoid a criminal conviction with a deferred prosecution contract. Hamilton's contract was set to expire in September 2020, according to court documents. This shooting marks Madison's third homicide of the year, and authorities say there is reason to believe that these victims knew each other.
All right. We will certainly try to get more updates as the week goes on, too. Gabby, thank you.
Thank you, Gabby. A major partner of Madison-based Frank Productions is being taken to court by the U.S. Department of Justice. The Justice Department is accusing Live Nation of violating terms of its settlement with the government that allowed its merger with Ticketmaster. Under the agreement, Live Nation cannot force venues to use Ticketmaster as its exclusive ticketing vendor. Many music fans complain that Ticketmaster's fees are often too high and make it difficult to afford tickets. In January of last year, Live Nation purchased a major stake in Frank Productions, which runs several of Madison's venues, including the Sylvie, the High Noon Saloon, and the Orpheum. It also runs performances at the Alliant Energy Center and the Kohl Center. The Madison Fire Department says it switched to a PFA-free firefighting foam and becoming the first major city in Wisconsin to make that change.
So these new foams have been tested, showing they are better for the environment. Amanda Quintana is here with the details. Amanda?
Yes, previously Madison firefighters used one type of foam to treat all fires. Now they have two options, one for Class A fires, most fires, with ordinary combustible fuels, and one for Class B with flammable liquids. Today, firefighters showed us the new foam they'll use the most. It's called Knockout. When tested, it showed fluorine levels at about 1 ppm compared to typical firefighting foam that has 5,000 to 7,000 ppm. That fluorine makes the previous foam difficult for it to disintegrate in the environment, and it doesn't break down and gets into the water and has adverse health effects, especially for firefighters.
You know, obviously we care about each other. We care about our constituents in the city of Madison, the groundwater, the drinking water. We all have families in the area, families that are growing up here. So, yeah, it's extremely important.
Firefighter Bob Lulling says the department's main concern was making sure that foam suppresses fire as well as the last one did. He believes it will work just as well. The rest of the previous foam has been disposed of, and all of the stations have switched over on Friday. In terms of money, this new foam is a little more expensive, going up to $112 per 5-gallon pail instead of $108.
Certainly interesting. Thank you, Amanda.
It will be a history-making week this week in Washington.
For the third time, the House of Representatives is expected to vote to impeach a U.S. president. But as Skylar Henry reports, Republicans are already looking ahead to the next step.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is urging Republicans to be fair as an impeachment trial looms in the new year.
Trials have witnesses. That's what trials are all about.
Schumer sent a letter to Majority Leader Mitch McConnell proposing Chief Justice John Roberts, who will preside over the trial, issue subpoenas to 4 administration officials, including acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney and former National Security Advisor John Bolton. President Trump tweeted Monday, "Read the transcripts. The impeachment hoax is the greatest con job in the history of American politics." Republicans are trying to work with the president to figure out how the trial should look.
If the president wants to call witnesses, if the president wants to call Hunter Biden or wants to call the whistleblower, the Senate should allow the president to do so.
Democrats say it's not in the country's best interest to have Republican lawmakers and the White House teaming up.
Here you have the majority leader of the Senate, in effect the foreman of the jury, saying he's going to work hand in glove with the defense attorney. That's a violation of the oath that they're about to take.
Not all Democrats have said that they'll follow the party line and vote for impeachment in the House. New Jersey Democrat Jeff Van Drew is expected to switch parties after the vote. Representative Colin Peterson of Minnesota says he'll remain in the party, but will likely vote no.
Now it's turned into a complete partisan situation, the reverse. And so what's happening is people are criminalizing politics.
The House Rules Committee will hold a hearing Tuesday to decide how the full House vote will proceed. It's expected Wednesday. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And a Democrat has already stepped forward to run for Van Drew's seat.
There is more to come at 4 when we come back. Just over a week until Christmas and Hanukkah. Don't remind me.
I know, but don't worry, because Shayna Mays has done all the shopping to save your holiday, and everything she found is available locally. We'll share her little discoveries when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Get
Welcome back, everyone. After a public backlash, the Hallmark Channel is reversing its controversial decision to pull a commercial.
The ads were for Zola. That's a wedding planning website, and they feature a lesbian couple kissing at the altar. The CEO of Hallmark is now apologizing and says the company is, quote, committed to diversity and inclusion. The network removed 4 ads from wedding planning website Zola that featured lesbian brides after the conservative group 1 Million Moms campaigned to have them removed. 2 Zola ads featuring only heterosexual couples were allowed to air. Notable LGBTQ figures immediately weighed in. On Twitter, Ellen DeGeneres wrote, "Isn't it almost 2020? What are you thinking?" And Democratic presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg tweeted, "Being family-friendly means honoring love, not censoring difference." Checking in on Wall Street now, stocks rose for the 4th straight day after some more positive news regarding the U.S.-China trade deal. The Dow Jones gained 100 points. The Nasdaq was up about 79, and the S&P 500 up 22. Well, Christmas and Hanukkah, oh my goodness, they are right around the corner.
Boy, I know the time is flying. If you still have gifts to buy, don't panic, because Shayna Mace is here with some great suggestions and the best news. Everything she found, wow, you got a lot of stuff, Shayna.
I did.
Was all purchased locally. Good to see you.
It was all local, yeah. So today we're focusing on local gifts, and we are men, women, children, and kind of everyone in between.
Perfect.
So,
which end do you want to start?
Right? We can start over by you.
Okay.
These are all from Journeyman in Middleton. Which
for the
is
men
great,
in your life?
Which is a great curated men's shop. So we have this vintage flannel shirt. Owner Todd Christensen, he kind of curated this for us, and so he picked what he thinks really is the best for guys. Wool shirt jacket, which he said is a super huge trend this fall and winter for guys. And so what's great is you can actually layer those together, wear them separate, but lots of different options. We have some great wool sweater, and actually he partners with a Scottish woolen mill, and so it's kind of a super collaborative, exclusive partnership that his shop, you can only find it there.
That is cool. And are these scarves and socks?
Scarves, and then the hat and socks, excuse me, are American made. Really nice quality, kind of a little bit on the higher end side, but still totally affordable for a gift, and something that I think would be great to give a guy that they might not buy themselves.
Right.
So all from Journeyman in Middleton.
Perfect. Okay.
And then we had to, of course, focus on the little kiddos, and they're so fun to shop for. So I stopped by Tradition Children's Market in Middleton, and owner Jen Wubbin, she has the most adorable things. So
Danica, can you hold this up so people can see the little balls on the skirt?
Yes, a little pom-pom skirt, a little mini Chanel-looking jacket with the non-Chanel price tag. I'll note that.
I would hope so.
So yeah, just some fun outfits for little girls and boys. This Girl Strong, she has tons of different Girl Strong t-shirts, which has a really positive message for girls. And then just an adorable little pants and shirt for a little boy. These are great unisex jammies. They're kind of a higher quality, so again, they kind of even could be passed down from sibling to sibling as well. What I love about her store is that the price point is like a little bit more than what you would pay at like a Target or something like that, but not so unapproachable, and it's really heirloom quality things. So I think, you know, kids and adults alike will really love them. I also did pull some things, so we're mixing in some things from other stores. Little Luxuries on State Street. This is a super unique gift. Owner Amy showed me this. This is actually, she said that gifts now, a lot of people are really looking for more sustainable and reusable things. Well, this is actually a coloring book, quote unquote. Comes with kind of these chalk crayon things, and then you can color on the inside and then wipe it off, and it's reusable. So it's kind of like you're not using a bunch of paper, recycling paper. So it's fun for on the go at restaurants, things like that. So you can find that at Little Luxuries. And then of course, just look at this sweet little magical fairy tale puzzle that she pulled out. So we just thought that was really cute as well for kids.
Those are both great because you know, they eliminate the screen time.
Yes.
Right. You know, promotes a little creativity.
Activities, and like I said, on the go is really great. So speaking of family, this is also a really cool gift she showed me. This actually has a Star Wars theme, but it's a popcorn popper. And it's actually a, you know, dishwasher-safe bowl that you can pop your popcorn in, but it kind of like poofs out, and it just has that Star Wars nod to it, which is really fun. And she said just very timely for families right now. So again,
that's
kind of
at
doing
Little
that family
Luxuries
movie
as well?
night. This is from Little Luxuries as well. Yeah. So just kind of moving on to some other things from Little Luxuries as well. And these are kind of for the hard to shop for, or a hostess, or a coworker, something like that. This is actually a patty wax candle. It's lavender mimosa, but they have several different scents as well. It comes in this gorgeous ceramic vessel which has a wabi-sabi pattern on it, and it's actually a nod to the Japanese art of perfectly imperfect, she told me, Amy, owner Amy again. And so this is reusable. So you burn the candle, and then it's a reusable vessel. And I think the price is really great. It's $36, and it's a soy candle, so it lasts for hours and hours, and then you get a vessel out of it at the end. So
that's very good.
Yeah, so, and then just kind of a little fun, she also said the surprise element is a really big hit for Christmas gifts right now. So this one actually is a little feminist puzzle, so it's for the boy or girl in your life, and they get a surprise of one of these 6 characters on here, and they put it together.
So you don't know what the puzzle is
until
you
it has
assemble
one of these 6 characters on it, and when you open it and you put it together, that's what you find out.
Okay.
So if you have someone that's missing Wisconsin, so maybe someone from out of state, I had to pull these. We've shown some similar things like this in the past. We have this great Wisconsin dish towel. So super fun. You can use it as a hand towel, a dish towel. This is again from Little Luxuries. And then we have kind of a matching tumbler glass that goes with it as well.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that so cute?
Yeah.
And we also have this candle that's custom made. It's a Wisconsin scent. So this company actually polled people that live in the states and cities that these candles are about. And they asked them, what scents remind you of your hometown? And so then they blend those scents into the candles. So this one, for example, has peppermint, cranberry, maple, butter, and goes on because it's about Wisconsin. Yeah, so
that's neat.
Super fun. Again, maybe a hard to shop for person, something like that. So, and then we also have some other maybe hard to shop for family type gifts. Vintage games are really fun. These are from the Wisconsin Historical Society Museum gift shop, which if you haven't been there, they have really fantastic things. These are actually a nod to their Evergleam exhibition. If you guys have seen those before, the tinsel trees that were manufactured in Manitowoc. So yeah, these are actually a nod to kind of that retro 60s vibe, and so they have some vintage games there. They also have some, well, everything in their gift shop kind of gives a nod or a reference to their museum exhibitions or obviously Wisconsin history. This actually is a reference to the women's right to vote, which actually in 1919, Wisconsin was one of the first states to ratify the amendment. And the museum is going to be doing an exhibition in 2020 commemorating that because that's when it passed into law. So be on the lookout for that if you're going to the museum as well. And then, of course, women, kind of our last category here. I just pulled a couple things. This is also from Little Luxuries, but I just love it just because it's a more high-end kind of cosmetic bag. Again, something that, you know, a woman might not pull for herself, but if it's someone really special in your life. And the price point is still totally approachable on this, but it kind of has a cool stud detail. And then just kind of great hat and gloves, and just feel how soft they are. They're just really high quality.
Ooh, yes.
So again, maybe things that you might not buy for yourself, but love to buy for other people as well.
Also at Little Luxuries?
Yep, those are from Little Luxuries. And then we also, Tradition Children's is, they have a women's store and they're connected. So if you're shopping for a child, you can go on the women's side. So I pulled some things from there. Strider Northwood's another great candle company. This is also a Wisconsin-based company, scents that remind people of the Northwoods as well. So she sells those there. And then just some really, really high-quality, beautiful women's things that kind of, again, are a little luxury, but from Tradition. This is a Fair Isle wool sweater. It's a little bit higher of a price point, but again, one of those heirloom pieces that you could buy for someone really special in your life, and also gives a nod to that après-ski look, which is also really popular this season.
And we have time for probably one or two more.
And then, yep, cashmere, same thing, heirloom piece, but someone really special in your life, mother-in-law, sister, someone like that, and it's this great blush color that's beautiful. And then Spanx leather leggings. You just can't go wrong with these. These are things that you can wear kind of athleisure, but then also dress them up and wear them to your holiday party. So yeah, just lots of great ideas. If you want to stop by any of these stores, they'll have them all in stock.
Shayna, great job. Great selection.
We have so many great stores to choose from.
We really do. Yeah, we really do. And we'll put all of this information on our website. It's kind of hard to write everything down so quickly on channel3000.com. If we don't see you, Merry Christmas to you and the kids.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shayna. There's more at 4 when we come back. Later on in the hour, we'll be taking your medical questions live for Dr. Zorba Pastor. We'll tell you when it's time to call in.
And then tonight at 5, a group of parents in Madison are planning to speak out tonight against a proposal to put students with special needs in a different building. We'll look ahead to that meeting. Well, take a look at this. A young man gets an emotional surprise after school. 10-year-old Jackson runs right over to his dad, falls into his arms, gives him a big old hug. He just got home from school and had no idea Dad was in the house. His mother moved from Connecticut to California to pursue an acting career earlier this year, and as a result, he's been away from his father for a few months now. As a special Christmas gift, they both set up this surprise reunion. How nice is that?
This makes you smile, doesn't it?
I know. Cool. That's a smile. Oh,
big hugs.
I know. Makes you all nice and warm inside.
So just a little snow to remind us it's December, but
right, a light dusting. It's funny. My South Carolina husband came in this morning and said it's accumulating, and I was like, what? Yeah, he's learning what a dusting is right now. So we do have a little bit of snow on the ground currently. It really is not going to be much more though for the next few days. A little more of a dry trend moving on in. We'll take a closer look at the forecast right after the break. Not too bad of a day, a little cool outside, but seasonably cold this afternoon. Looking for this evening, we do have a few clouds building on in, but they'll be out of here pretty quickly. This is a live look at our Edgewater sky cam. Sunset was a few minutes ago, and now overnight our skies are going to become partly cloudy. If you're hoping to get the car washed, you're actually in a pretty good spot for the next few days. The only thing I'd like to note, if you're going to throw the wax on there, since it's going to be a little cold for tomorrow and especially for Wednesday, you're supposed to let the wax sit a little bit before you drive off in it. Something to keep in mind if you give yourself a little extra time at the car wash. Otherwise, we don't have anything falling from the sky, and things should stay pretty dry for the next several days, so we'll be all good to go. We're at about 28 degrees in Madison right now. Again, a mostly cloudy sky. Not much of a breeze to factor on in, so wind chill also in the upper 20s for what it currently currently feels like. Overnight, our skies are going to become partly cloudy. We'll get a little bit of a breakup of the clouds that we have right now. And so heading into Tuesday morning, temperatures are going to fall into the mid-teens early in the day. A little cold start to the day. Afternoon highs, though, back to the upper 20s. So another very seasonable day. 29 is right where we should be for this time of year. Behind that, a little colder air shifting in for Wednesday, but this is really the only cold day of the week. In the morning, our temperatures will be in the single digits with the breeze from the northwest. In the afternoon, temperatures will climb to the upper teens, close to 20, so a little below average. And then we get a much milder trend heading into the end of the week and next week. Looking at our 8 to 14 day outlook, so that takes us right up to Christmas Eve through almost the end of the year. It does seem pretty likely for most of the Midwest, stretching up into southern Wisconsin, that temperatures will be above average, and that lines up right with our 10-day forecast. Unfortunately, that doesn't line up with our chances for a white Christmas. Now, Madison has about a 60% chance on average to see white Christmas or have snow on the ground on Christmas Day. And with our temperatures over the next 10 days, it just really doesn't seem likely. Tomorrow, another seasonable day. We're in the upper 20s for our afternoon highs with a partly sunny sky. Temperatures along the state line might just get a little closer to 30, and then we're looking at temperatures really throughout southern Wisconsin close to average. And then we drop a little bit for Wednesday. Wednesday, we're partly sunny in the upper teens. Thursday, though, back up to the mid-30s, and we climb right on up into the weekend. Partly sunny skies expected. Really no more chances for any accumulating snow, and mild temperatures into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at high temperatures in the lower 40s with those partly sunny skies. Overnight lows only dropping to the upper 20s. So might be actually a little comfortable outside this weekend. Heading into next week, we might see a little bit of drizzle for Christmas Day. Of course, Christmas Eve on Tuesday, Christmas Day on Wednesday. Temperatures still stay above average, though, so anything that does come through might be a little rain mixed with some flurries, but not looking at a great snow chance at all through that 10-day forecast, mostly due to the temperatures outside, since it will be so mild this weekend. Not the greatest news, I know.
Well, I know a lot of people are looking for snow, but it certainly makes it easier running around and getting everything you need to get done.
It really does,
right?
yeah. The last minute shopping this weekend, we all know West Town Mall is going to be packed Saturday and Sunday, so having good weather for everyone that'll be out and about, that is a good thing.
That is good news.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Dana. And we'll be right back.
Are we in Florida?
Oh my God.
Wait. We're in the wrong body! My joints feel like butter.
Never. Lose myself.
Now, this is a dangerous place. You got to have eyes in the back of your head.
What is
Oh, I just hate when that happens. That
I
was
know.
When the snake bites your head. That was a clip from Jumanji, The Next Level, one of the newest movies to hit theaters.
It made us laugh right away, so that's a good sign. But is the film worth seeing? Here to let us know what he thinks is our film critic, Will Loper. Jumanji is back.
It's back, and you know, the sequel, it may tread a lot of the same ground we saw in 2017's Jumanji, but there's enough new humor and adventure to make this movie worth going to. So we see the same 4 teams from the first movie once again get sucked into the Jumanji video game, except this time around, they're joined by Danny DeVito and Danny Glover, who inadvertently get sucked in as well. Now, DeVito finds himself in The Rock's body, and Glover is in Kevin Hart's. Most of the humor comes from these 70-year-old men confused about where they are, who they are, but completely taking advantage of being in really limber bodies again. And in the case of DeVito and The Rock's body, being huge and pretty much unstoppable. Now, the rest of the plot is pretty much the same as that first Jumanji. We get a shiny rock from a bad guy. You gotta steal from him in order to leave the game, but this time around we get desert, snow, giant killer baboons, and ostriches. Now, if you're in the mood for a fun ride of a movie with laughs and adventure, you'll have a blast with this Jumanji.
Oh, that's good to hear. A good time of the year to just have a good laugh.
Right.
And I love Jack Black.
Yes, he is great, and just seeing him embody whoever happens to be in his body at one time, whether it's the football player or the Valley girl, it's just, it works great.
That's good stuff. So your rating?
I give this one 3.8 vicious ostriches out of 5.
Oh, those are terrifying.
They are terrifying.
A little nightmare-inducing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, a right turn alert, something a little more serious. Up next is Bombshell.
Someone has to speak up. Someone has to get mad. Fox News star Gretchen Carlson dropped a major bombshell today.
What is she doing?
This could kill Fox News.
That's right. So this is the real-life story of the sexual misconduct scandals that took place at Fox News. Charlize Theron plays Megyn Kelly, Nicole Kidman plays Gretchen Carlson, and Margot Robbie plays a woman who isn't based on one person, but is a composite of several real-life accounts rolled into one character. Now, there were 20 women who spoke to the filmmakers, but wished to remain anonymous due to the NDAs they're still bound by. Charlize Theron said playing Megyn Kelly was incredibly intimidating. She also had 8 pieces of prosthetics to transform her into Kelly, but, you know, she nails it in her performance. Kidman, Robbie, the rest of the cast, they all do a fantastic job as well. You know, it can be a tough watch seeing the atmosphere these women lived in and continue to live in, but it's very important to see, and it's a very good movie.
You were saying, too, the actresses barely recognized one another when they walked on set because of how similar they look to the actual people.
Theron said she was on set, Nicole Kidman just walked right by her without saying hi, and Charlize Theron was like, did I do something wrong? Did I make her upset? But Kidman just didn't even recognize her.
Wow, what a powerhouse cast.
Yeah, no kidding.
It is, yeah.
What was your rating for this one?
You give this one 4.2 Kate McKinnon's out of 5. She steals the show every scene she's in.
That's awesome. And what a diverse cast, too. My goodness. What's next week?
We got Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, this is a big one.
It's a big one, yeah.
Highly anticipated, for sure.
All right, well, we'll see you next week.
Yep, we'll see you then.
Thanks so much. Good
to see you guys.
And we'll be right back.
Toyota. Welcome back. There are more reports, this is pretty scary, of indoor Ring cameras being infiltrated. Hackers are talking to homeowners and even children through the camera's microphone.
Hillary Lane looks at what's causing the cameras to be compromised and an easy way to stop it.
Who is that? I'm your best friend. I'm Santa Claus.
That is the sound of a stranger watching and talking to a little girl through a Ring camera similar to this one.
You can do whatever you want right now.
The apparent hacker tried to get the girl to wreck her room and repeat a racial slur.
Come on, girl, say it with me. You're a
This is far from an isolated incident. Similar cases have been happening across the country.
What's up, homie? I still see you.
Ring, which is owned by Amazon, claims its network was not infiltrated. Hackers apparently obtained passwords through outside sources, allowing them to compromise the cameras. In a statement, the company says in part, unfortunately, when the same username and password is reused on multiple services, it's possible for bad actors to gain access to many accounts.
Ring says customers need strong, unique passwords and should have two-factor authentication. In the Ring app, go to account settings and hit the two-factor authentication button. From then on, when you log into the website or the app, the company will send a text to verify it's you.
Yo, what's up? How's your day?
Tammy, who doesn't want to share her last name, heard a voice coming from her Ring camera and calmly turned it to the wall.
So I knew he was tapping into this camera. I knew he was tapping into my bedroom camera. So it became a little bit overwhelming for a few minutes.
A few steps can make cameras inside the home more secure and prevent scary moments.
Hello there.
Like these. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
It's just
That
terrifying.
is terrifying,
Yeah.
yeah.
In the past, hackers have been able to get access to baby monitors and even children's toys connected to the internet.
In those cases, people had reused old passwords or never changed the default password. And as you heard in the story, it's that two-factor authentication that should be used for all important sites and devices, even things like Facebook and everything else.
Yeah.
Do the two-step
Just do
authentication.
it. Yep, I know it's a pain, but...
When we come back, if you have a question for Dr. Zorba Pastor, now is the time to pick up the phone.
The number, as always, is 270-9933. Dr. Pastor joins us from his clinic in Oregon. And you have some advice for surviving the winter blues, right, Zorba?
Yes, seasonal affective disorder. We'll talk about the lights and how to use them.
Beltline's a little busy right now, but we don't have any accidents to report. That's always a good thing. The east and westbound side, seeing more headlights, more folks hopping on the roads right now, but notice all lanes seem to be going along okay. The eastbound side, though, a little bit slower than the westbound side. Speeds down to about 30 miles per hour, but again, at least it's moving. 12 and 14, a little busy. They're meeting in Middleton. Wanakee doesn't look too bad right now. Downtown Janesville should be fairly smooth. A few stop-and-go spots downtown, though. The interstate looks fairly smooth all the way down to the state line. From Janesville to the Beltline, it will take you just about 24 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and from Sub Prairie to downtown, about 17 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thanks so much. Dr. Zorba Pastor is taking your calls today.
The number to call if you have a question for Zorba is 270-9933. It's a great day to call. The phones are wide open. Dr. Pastor joins us from his clinic in Oregon. Hi, Zorba.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Great to see you. And while we're waiting for some of the calls to clear, let's talk a little bit about something, a serious issue we discuss every year at this time of the year, seasonal affective disorder, and how you fight that.
Seasonal affective disorder, which goes under the name of SAD. And basically it's something that affects many of us. Why? Because the nights are long, the days are short, things are going to start to turn around, but they don't turn around for a while. And the nice thing about seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, is there are a few things you can do. First of all, there's the non-pharmacological way to treat it, and that's with an SAD light. So if you go, for instance, to Amazon.com and you put in SAD light, you will end up seeing a bunch of lights which not only cost about $30 or $40. These things used to cost $300, but these are LED lights that really work well. They're not very big at all. They're about this big, about maybe half the size of a cereal box. And the important thing is the light should say 10,000 lux, L-U-X, or it should say 10,000 lumens. That's the kind of light you want to get. And what you want to do is put it on 20 minutes a day. You don't have to look into the light. What you can do is you can look at the TV set or a computer. Put the light to the side of you, about maybe an arm's length away, for about 20 minutes, and that can give people more energy. It's a non-drug way to increase your energy in the middle of the winter time. And for anyone this time of year who has it, this is a great Christmas gift to give people. Absolutely a great gift. I use it myself. I don't actually get depressed. Some people get depressed with the winter blues. I just lose energy. I use that light pretty much about 3 or 4 mornings a week, and it's made a huge difference in my life.
All right. Again, it's a great idea for Christmas, like you said.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We've got a call here. This is Judy from Fort Atkinson. Judy, you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. What's your question?
I'm wondering if the idea of taking ibuprofen is okay if I have had bleeding ulcers, but it was like 10 years ago.
You know, on the whole, you really want to stay away from it. You know, much better to take Tylenol, better to take arthritis strength Tylenol, 650 milligram tablets, 2 tablets every 8 hours. If you're a non-drinker, if you're a drinker, it's only 1 tablet every 8 hours, and that's if you drink more than 2 drinks a day. That's when you have to lower the dose. If you had a bleeding ulcer 10 years ago, ibuprofen might affect it, and I think that's one of those times you have to sit down with your doctor and say, I had a bleeding ulcer, I have to have something called omeprazole, Prilosec, and I want to take it with ibuprofen, but I'm going to think that most doctors are going to stay away from it because you still run the risk.
All right, very good. Thank you for calling today. Let's go to Sue in Middleton. Hi, Sue. What's your question?
My question is there any after effects of finding out that you've had hepatitis C and that your body has naturally cleared it?
Well, if you've had Hep C and your body has cleared it, one of the things we look at are liver function tests, because you can clear Hep C, but you can still have liver problems. If your liver function test is normal, then most likely the hepatitis C has not adversely affected your liver. Now, there is one more test that we sometimes do, and that's an ultrasound of the abdomen around the liver to look at the liver, or something called a fibroscan, which looks to see whether or not the liver has developed cirrhosis. Either one of the 2 steps are really a second process to see whether or not your liver is safe. But generally, for the most part, if you've got normal tests and you've cleared hepatitis C by yourself, that usually means your liver has not been affected. And once again, if you don't have Hep C in your bloodstream, it's not going to continue to bother your liver. I hope that answers what you're looking for.
All right, we've got a friend from Rock County now, Robert from Janesville. Robert, what's your question?
I just, he answered it. My girlfriend has been coughing for 3 months. And I want it to stop because she gets up at all night and it sucks.
Of course it does. If she coughs and you're with her and you get up all night, it sucks for you. But how can I help you?
Hold on.
Are you still there?
Yes.
So what is your question for Dr. Pastor?
I was wondering if there's anything, because she missed her appointment.
Oh, sure. Well,
is there
first
any
of all, if
anything
you've
to
got
stop
a chronic
the cough.
cough, if you've anything to stop over-the-counter cough medicine with DM,
I want to know what
dextromethorphan.
Oh, I'm sorry. It just got disconnected. Sorry about that, Zorba.
Okay. Over-the-counter dextromethorphan is something you can give if you have a cough. But if the cough has gone on for 2 to 3 months, it can mean a lot of things. It may be something simply benign. Could be asthma, could be chronic lung disease. That's really, if it's going like that, it's really where you should see a doctor, nurse practitioner, PA to find out what's going on.
If you have a viral...
Over-the-counter syrup, if it doesn't work, you got to see someone.
And if you have a viral cough, can it last that long? It can last a long time?
Sure, for some, but 3 months is kind of on the long time. And once again, it's the history of the patient. And in this case, we don't really know what's going on, whether or not they have other things going on. That's really where a call to the doctor's office can make a difference. And because they know the history, and that's where they can give you the right advice, often over the phone.
Very good advice. All right, we're out of time today, everybody. Thank you for your calls. Zorba, thanks. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I think we'll see you one more time before the holidays are over.
Oh, good.
So
we will.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
It's important.
Well, it's quiet outside, just a little on the chilly side.
A little on the chilly side. A few clouds right now, but nothing really moving on. And we have a live look with our WISC-TV Skycam. Again, sunset was a little bit ago, but our radar staying nice and quiet overnight. Just cool. We're in the upper 20s throughout southern Wisconsin. Tomorrow, plan on a very similar day. We'll start the day off in the mid-teens. Afternoon highs will be in the upper 20s. So seasonable for Tuesday. We drop quite a bit on Wednesday, a little blast of some colder air moving on in, but notice for the rest of that 10-day period through the weekend into next week for the holidays, it's going to be a little milder outside, and those temperatures above freezing don't play well with our chance for any sort of white Christmas coming in. There's still a little bit of time for some flexibility for the middle of next week, but it's not really looking favorable right now.
Especially not with those temperatures, yeah.
No, not in the 40s, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Dana. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4. We'll hear about the best New Year's travel destinations with travel expert Christopher Parr.
And if you're looking for a better night's sleep, Consumer Reports has some ideas for a better pillow. We'll be back right after this.